So today we're gonna continue the series, and we covered 1 to 8 houses, and now we're gonna be going to the ninth. So here we have the ninth. So the ninth house is the house of fortune, wife's brother, religious law, brother's wife, pilgrimages, etc. All look from the dharma sthana. So it's the house of dharma. Dharma sthana means the place of dharma, right? Dharma means law, like the law that you must follow, that is meant for your life, meant for you to follow, right? Swadharma. Um, so now, according to the Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra, these are the things that are rules. So now we're gonna dive deeper into all these things in this description right here. So the ninth house represents our efforts towards self-knowledge. Okay. We have a dharma, sorry, we have a swadharma to become self-knowledgeable, right? So acquiring self-knowledge creates a sense of purpose and motivates one to walk a path of truth and righteousness. The ninth house is therefore a house of dharma. So it is purposeful in life, right? To gain self-knowledge, right? And acquiring self-knowledge is purposeful. Like I said, it creates a sense of purpose, right? Uh, so knowledge about what we need to do, what is right for us, right? Once we have that knowledge, then we have a purpose to follow and walk a road to walk on. This motivates us to walk a path of truth and righteousness. So it's like our truth, okay, and our sense of righteousness. So our truth is usually under the macrocosm of the greater truth, right? We should do things that are natural to us, which are ultimately under the ultimate nature of things, right? So what is natural to us is decided by the ultimate nature of the universe, if that makes sense. So it's within the greater dharma, the laws that govern life here on earth, right? The these laws that govern life here on earth, within these, what are the laws that govern our life? What we need to do, what we should do, what path should we walk on? Okay. What is the right thing for us to do? So the ninth house is the house of dharma, and dharma, like the translation dharma is law. There might be other translations, but I believe the most accurate one is just law, supreme law. And within that supreme law, what is our law? What is the law that we follow for our individual lives? So self-knowledge requires the study of truth. Therefore, the ninth house rules philosophy and religion. Okay. So to gain self-knowledge, one needs to study the truth, right? Because the truth is gonna enlighten them about themselves because they're part of everything, right? Everything is connected in the universe. So they need to study the truth to gain self-knowledge. And the ninth house, therefore, becomes the house of philosophy and religion. Okay. Um, acquiring knowledge requires the help of a guru, preceptor, or a teacher. So the ninth house rules the guru, preceptor, and teachers. Okay. Acquiring self-knowledge requires proper conduct of spiritual and moral laws. Therefore, the ninth house rules law. Now, it like literally like the law in the more literal sense that is used as the moral and societal law and code of conduct, etc. Right? Self-knowledge requires proper conduct of spiritual and moral laws. So to effectively gain self-knowledge, you need to conduct yourself properly within the spiritual and moral frameworks that are there for you to follow, and therefore learns get self-knowledge, right? Through following the, the laws. So following moral and spiritual laws give grace and fortune. So it rules the ninth house rules grace and fortune. Grace just means luck. The father is the first teacher responsible for teaching a child laws with which to guide his life. Therefore, the ninth house rules the father. Pretty straightforward. The pursuit of self-knowledge requires one to seek and make spiritual journeys. Okay. If you want to get the self-knowledge, because everything's connected, you might have to make a spiritual pilgrimage, a spiritual journey, and find a greater connection to yourself in that journey once you reach that destination. So therefore, the ninth house therefore rules long distance travels and pilgrimages. Okay. So this is like compared to the eighth house, this is a pretty easy house to understand. This is the house of good things, and these are the keywords, right? Purpose, dharma, philosophy, religion, guru, preceptor, teachers, law, grace, fortune, father, long distance travels, pilgrimage. These are like cool things. So any planet in the ninth house does well, and the ninth house gives without taking anything away. It's one of those houses, and it grows with time also, I believe. So now moving to the 10th house, we have empire, space, occupation, respect, father, absence from home, and obligation are looked from the Vyomasthana, sky house. So the 10th house is the house above us, sky house, and it is looked for all these things. Absence from home, because the 10th house is the house of work, right? That's why it's the house of occupation, because occupation usually has to do with the what work you're predominantly doing all the time out in the world, right? And that work, based on how good or bad you are at it, or how great is the work, how many people are you managing, how hard are you working, you know, who are you, who's under you, what are you dealing with, that will give you respect, right? And the good fatherly influence will help you get there, because you had good masculine influence to be able to help you get there if that does happen to someone. And if person does become, say, a manager or someone who works hard, and then many people work under him, that person has like an empire, right? He controls an empire essentially. Uh, Absence from home, because you're working so much, because you have obligations. Okay. And to be honest, I don't know how this fits in, but I'm sure it does. I just don't know, because uh, I don't know, but I guess we'll find out. We'll just scroll down. Let's see. Hmm. So the 10th house is the house of karma. Karma means action. That's the literal translation of karma. 10th house is the house of action, represents the greatest energy and focus towards material achievement, or artha. It especially rules the self in action. So the 10th house is like the ultimate expression of us. If we have a good 10th house, we're able to express who we are to an ultimate level. right? If we're able to express ourselves into the world, into life, that's good. But with a strong 10th house, we're able to do that even more, right? And this house represents the greatest energy and focus towards material achievement. So if there's planets in this house or this house is good, there is energy and focus of the greatest possible kind. Let's say it's very strong or lots of planet, very high degree of energy and focus towards material achievement. And because the self is an action, that is why the ultimate form of action, selfism. So there's a lot of work the person is doing to become great, um, as a duty. They think it's their duty, so it's like a work that's like a responsibility that you have to do to become great and materially achieve and express yourself as fully as you possibly can by doing that hard work. So we put the most energy into achieving the profession that provides for our physical well-being. The 10th house therefore rules the energy put into the profession and success of one's profession. Most energy is put in profession for most people, and that provides physical well-being. Okay, we work, we have profession, have a career to earn money to feed ourselves and have good physical well-being. So the 10th house rules that energy put into that profession. How much energy do you have to put into the profession? And the more energy you'll have, the more success you'll have. So it's not about talent here. It's just about um, higher amount of energy you're able to put in, better the results will be, right? And if you're talented, that's even better. But the 10th house is just about that energy put into it, and that will make you successful. And that could be seen as a talent, but it's not talent in that genius, like you're just an innate genius sense. It's just about that work you put in to succeed. So achievement gives status. Therefore, the 10th house rules status and respect that comes with it. So once that achievement is gained, that gives the person status, social status. And the 10th house therefore becomes status and respect that comes from the status.